So yesterday we have seen few SQL queries to fetch the data to do perform some actions like order by, like for sorting the data. If you want to filter, we have to use where class. So order by class, where class we have seen. Just I have saved the file that I have created in the previous session. So I want to open that file. So just go to file, open, and we have the shortcut like Control plus O as well. You can use this file option. Hey, now this SQL sheet is redirected to master database. In master database, these are the by default system databases. In master database, do I have any table called? I don't have user tables, and even I don't have that employees table. If I try to execute, it will throw me an error. What is the solution? The one solution we know that we have to go and choose or navigate to the 7 a.m. batch SQL so that it will execute. That is one thing. The other thing, you can just use the database name before to the table. That is also fine. Within the same server, you can give this database as a database name. Just try to execute this. The timing started from this. Yeah. Now see, I am in master database now. Still, I can redirect this worksheet to this 7 a.m. batch SQL data DB by using this name before to the table. See, now it is executing. So that is another way that we can. So make a habit of using like this. This is one best thing, because in the work environment you will have multiple DBs, multiple uh, uh, departments or like multiple, so that it will be difficult to open multiple windows with multiple database configuration. If you just try to use this DB name before to the table, it looks professional as well. So try to practice within this way. This way, you can be in any sheet. You can redirect to any database, but you can use this database name before to the table so that you will get very good experience. Okay. However, I'm just trying to map to our database again. So in the previous session, we have seen up to where class, and today I want to start with summarizing the data. Summarizing the data means converting the detailed data into grouped data. Summarizing data means the process of converting detailed data into summarized data. So what is meant by detailed data first? Detailed into summarized or grouped data. Summarized or grouped data. So see, within the table, I have 10 columns. I have 40 rows. You are able to see 10 columns of data and you are able to see 40 rows of data. This is detailed data. That means you are able to see everything. The other way I'll explain you. For example, if I have month sales. So my date starts from 01 of that particular month and of that particular year, like this. And it will go and give the day-to-day result, day-to-day data of, and so on. It will give up to um, 2024. So printing everyday day-to-day sales, the sales value. The sales value can be anything. It ranges from 100 to 1000 or something. It ranges up to this range. So now day to day means printing all the 31 days of data in detailed way with their sales. This is called detailed data. Now, what is grouped or summarized data means? For example, I want to convert this detailed data, day-to-day data into weekly. Total, how many rows I'll get in this detailed data? 31 rows. Tell me, in a month, how many weeks will be there? 4 or 5. So I'll have week 1, some sales, some of sales like some thousand. I'll have week 2, and this sales will be like 1200. I'll have week 3, and I'll have like 1500. And I'll have week 4, something like 2000. This week sales. I am just converting this 31 days of detailed data into 4 weeks of the data. So this is called grouping. You are not able to see all the 31 rows data. So within the group by, what all will take it, a group by when we perform, what all the actions will happen. First thing, you are going to see the number of columns count, difference from detailed and summarized. Detailed and summarized. Next, again, the number of rows count, difference. This is also, you're going to see the difference. These are definitely you have to find. You'll be seeing the differences. So how to perform group by within the SQL? So according to this table that we are seeing, I just want to make a. I have employee ID, first name, last name. I have all the details of the employee, email address, phone number, hire date, job ID, salary, manager ID, department ID. And one more thing, if you want to perform group by, you should contain the grouping value, the grouped column. The grouping column should contain multiple values. Actually, it's like will happen. It's not contain. It's not a rule. But if you don't have multiple values, nothing to do. Week one is having 7 days of detailed data. Correct or not? The 7 days are grouping into week one. The second 7 days are grouping into week two. Third 7 days are grouping into week three. And the last 7 days will be grouping into week four. So here, when we say grouping, the values aggregation, we have to use aggregation also. Mandatory step. This is one more thing which is mandatory. We have to perform aggregation along with the we have to perform aggregation along with group by. No doubt. What aggregation you perform, that is secondary. Here, what aggregation I'm doing? Sum of sales. All 7 days of value I'm grouping into week one, and the sales value I'm doing sum. If I want to average, I want average. If I want to count, I can do count. So doing along with group by, definitely we have to perform aggregation. And there is one more rule, I'll tell you. So now here, department ID is having multiple values or not? If you observe, each department ID is having its own number of employees. That means more than one employee, we have maybe few employees. I have only one employee, but of course it's nothing problem. And we have all other departments with multiple employees detail. That's why we got repeated value or not. If you observe ninth department, I have three. Sixth department, I have some six, I guess, six or five. Five. Tenth department, so on. I have multiple values, multiple employees. Now, this is the right one I can perform grouping. First of all, I want to know how many departments I have. Maybe I have inserted data. We know that it was 11 records, but I want in the form of result with a query. Count of department IDs. I want to get the number of department IDs. How to get the number of departments? Select star from employees. So what we have to do? We have to group by department. Observe here. You are able to see now. I just given star. Star means what? All the columns from the table. But what I want the count of department ID. In my result, what is the only the column I want? Department ID only. But am I using only the department ID in the select list? No, I'm using star. First of all, will it work or not? We'll see. It is not going to work. What it is saying, column employee ID is invalid in the select list because it is not contained in either an aggregation function or a group by class. So whereas you are performing in group by, whatever you are performing in group by, you have to be in a department ID. I'll tell you what is this error. It is saying what? Employee ID is invalid in the select list because it is not contained in either an aggregation function or the group by class. So department ID is present in the group by, and we are not able to see the employee ID within the star. What is happening in the star itself? It is taking the table column, the table names or not. If you see the employees list, the first column is what? Employee ID. I'll try to add this employee ID in this select list. I have added employee ID in the select list. Still, it is getting will be executed. Okay, what is this error meaning? It is saying that it is not performing any group by in any cell. It is not it is not. It is finding in the select list either aggregation function or a group by class. So what I will do, I'll try to add along with the department ID the employee ID also. Now execute. Now your query changes. Means your error get changes. It is asking to add the first name also. If I add the first name also, then second last name, it will ask to add the last name. So what does this group by functionality does? What all the group by columns you have or which are performing in the select list, the both should be present in the same way. In the select list, I have given star. In the group by, I'm giving only the department ID. It's not going to work. That's what it is saying. What you in the star in the select list, you are giving employee ID, but you are not able to do it in the group by. You are not adding in the group by. So, what is the majority? What is the primary rule to follow with group by? Is the select list of columns, group by list of columns, both should be same. Am I clear? Here, you can just make it this. We got email next. So like this so on, it will ask you to add all these columns. But of course, when I do that kind of all the adding list of columns with the select list and group by, it is nothing but select star from employees only. If I am doing that. So the only thing I have to do is just add department ID. Enough. So total I got 11 departments. In the employees table, I have 11 departments. Now I just want to get the employee ID. If you are using any column in the select list, it should be present in group by. But without using in group by, because if I add in group by, what will happen? Obviously, my record, my way of execution, not execution, the result will get affected. If there is a situation that you want the select list column, but you don't want in the group by. Group by allows you the other than columns which are not present in the group by in the select list when you are using an aggregation function. You want the column in select list, but you don't want to place that column in a group by. But I want in select list. Just you have to use something aggregation function. So I'm just using count star. I want to know department wise how many employees are there in each department ID. One department employee contains one. Two department contains of some employees, two employees. Like this, all the department employees list I want. And we can use the alias names as well. Number of employees. Department ID. and the total number of employees. So in department ID 1, I have one. Dot department 2, I have 2 employees. In department 3, I have 6 employees. What are the salaries I'm giving for each department based on the number of the count? Generally, when I see fifth department is 7, I just the highest count of employees is in fifth department. So definitely we say that when I do sum of sal based on the department ID, definitely there is a big number of employees here. So I'll get more salary here, total salary. I just want to check that. How to do that? We have to use now sum of the other aggregation function, sum of salaries. And alias name I want to give total sal. Just execute this. See now. I got department ID 1. I'm giving 4,400. See here for ninth department, if you observe, I got third 3 employees only. For third department, I'm giving 9. For ninth department, I have only 3 employees, but their salary is what? 58,000. So you should know 2 more key things. All the key columns used in group by. All the key columns used in the group by should be in the select list. This is one thumb rule that you have to follow while using group by. Next, if you want to use column in group by in select list, but not in group by, then how should we present it? We have to use some aggregation function. Okay. So this is all about group by. We have to. So first thing is what? Simple group by column. If I want to write department ID from employees, group by department ID. So only along with the department ID, I got only one department ID. Next, I want to get the count of department. From this, I got only the department just to make more better code efficiency. So here, what I should use? Count of employees. I just use count of star. That employees list I'll get department ID wise, and we can use alias name as well. Next, Number of employees. Next, I want to get the number of employees plus total salaries. Department wise, how much salaries have been? Okay. So now, so by using this query, what I'm fetching? I'm fetching three columns. One is department ID. The other one is total number of employees. I got the total salary. Now, I want to get which department is having a highest salary. Means the group of salary, which department we are giving more, or else I want to order. I want to print the high salary department, high paid salary department, high paid department to low paid. How to get this? How to do this? We know how did we perform sorting, we know or not? So here we are asking sorting. So can we perform sorting or not? Yes. Order by. I hope you people are able to hear me. If anyone can want to answer, you can answer. Okay. Order by. What I have to do? You have to use what? Total cell. See, what is total cell? You need to recognize this total salary is an alias name of sum of cell. So this is going to work or not? Yes. I haven't given any order by default. So it is performing in ascending order. I want to do it in descending order. Got it or not? So ninth department is the employees list with 3 having 58,000 as the highest total salary. And eighth department is the sixth department employees list. Right? So now I want to fetch I don't want to print. Okay, along with this, I want to print only highest, only the first, the max salary paid department. Salary paid department. What is this? I just want to know the max is paid salary paid department. Means along to this result, tell me what is the answer. Which department should be printed? What is the department ID should be printed?
9.
9 department ID. So how to print that 9? Among these 11 departments, I want to take only the 9th department. So that is maximum salary. How should I do that?
Max count. No?
Okay. How should I write a query for that? How should I write a query? I hope the same query, no, available. Okay. This is the thing, not required. This is the only one. From here, I want to do. What is the functionality first? What is the action? What I want to perform here? Out of 11 departments, I want to print only one first department. That means what I am doing here? What is the action? What is the functionality we call? Out of 11 departments, I want to filter with only one department. I am filtering the data. You are restricting the remaining departments. You are selecting only one department, which is having maximum cell. So how do we filter the data in SQL? How do we filter in SQL?
Is it distinct?
No, distinct is unique records, right?
Unique. Okay.
Yeah, it is a class which we do. No, it's not distinct. To filter the data, what we are going to use, we have seen in the previous session, right? We have filtered the data in SQL using what? This is what? We are fetching only the ninth department list of employees, filtering the data using what? Where class. Using where class. So, how should I write a query now?
Where department ID is 9.
Where department ID is 9. If you give like this, what will happen? Today, the department ID 9 is having the maximum sum of salary. But tomorrow, some other department will come. So that is not going to give me the correct result. That is hard-coded value. But that is fixed. In tomorrow's, like tomorrow, if the other group is getting the maximum total salary, we are not going to fetch that department ID if I give department ID as 9.
Where department ID is like or some range.
Okay. So where salary equals to max salary will work?
Yeah, something like that, sir. Or max count of stuff.
Max count is not required. Max out salary. But here, see, you are seeing some error. It will execute or not, I'll tell you. What it is saying? Near the keyword where. Why? See now, before earlier I used where class. When I'm using where class, did we see anywhere group by? No. So whatever the data before where class is what? It is in a detailed data here. Whatever the data you are seeing here, and if you want to filter, what kind of data you are seeing here? You are seeing the group data. So if you want to filter the data after doing grouping, you cannot use where. Where is going to use on the detailed data. But on the grouping data, if you want to perform filter, you have to use what? There is another class called having class. So group by department ID having salary is equal to max of salary. See now? Now also it is not performing. Why? Having salary. The salary column I have, right? Yeah. Okay. This one I just this max of salary I given, huh? Sum of salary. I'm sorry, not max of salary, sum of salary.
No, it is saying having should not be after group by, sir.
Sorry.
The limit is saying invalid having should not be after group by.
No,
The
no,
errors
no, no. After group by only it should be there.
column plus.
Just a minute.
Hmm.
But it is not giving the correct result.
Department ID.
So I'm getting like the sum of salary. I'm fetching like department ID. Having sum of salary is equal to max of salary. Mhm. Just a minute. So I'm just using this order by select statement. So why it is fetching this having salary, sum of salary, when I do max of salary, it is fetching from top. I'll just try to execute without order by. Okay. So just understanding why it is giving this result, sum of salary and ID way is equal to maximum salary. We have a top function, but mm,
Sir, do we have to use any like wildcard?
not required.
Hmm.
So okay, one thing, just if you observe, sum of salary. So for now, just give me 1 minute. This is not the right, but for now I just want to execute. Okay, department ID is equal to 9 and 3 employees. Then we got the 58,000 employees data.
Sir, can we have the having clause after order by? Order by total salary, having some max salary.
No. See, what will happen if I have order by before? So it is going to throw an error.
No, remove that 58,000.
This
Max salary, having max salary, max of.
Sir, at what time today we have PDF class?
I'll let you know, Swami. I'll ping you timing. Okay.
Okay, sir.
See, having it will not work. This similar to weight class. Okay.
Mhm.
So let me do one thing. For now, I'll just check that particular. So having sum of salary. For now, I'll just give this hard coded value, but I'll let you know how to get this max salary because this is not going to work again. But for now, let me go further. So we'll try to close this topic. So, okay, I'm just doing this print here, but this is select max. No, it will not work here. This one also. Okay, so let me do this for now, for time being. Okay, so see, one thing you need to know after group by, if you want to filter the data, definitely we have to use having. Having will not, we cannot use having before group by. I mean, without group by, I'm sorry. Without group by, you cannot use having. Whenever you have group by, then only having will come. Because group by will filter, will group the data. So on top of it, if you want to work, so if you want to work with so we got like without group by, you cannot use having. So if you want to use having, group by should must. Without group by, can we use where? Definitely no problem. But where I want to use like department ID is equal to 10. Tell me what records I'll fetch here. Select department ID, count of star, total number of employees, sum of salary from employees I have written. So what is the number of users that I am fetching?
Only department IDs.
Which department ID?
10.
10. I'm just trying to execute all the complete thing. First thing you need to know whether it will execute or not. Second thing, if it is executing, what is the result you are fetching? See now, you are going to use different classes here. Select class, from class, where class, group by class, having class, order by class. These all are classes. First, okay. First thing, that is the first thing. Second thing, if you are filtering with the department ID 10, there is no chance of getting this department now, this salary record. That means what will happen? It will fetch nothing, 0. Because you are doing group by department ID and getting the having sum of salary with 58,000. Here itself your data is lost. Means what you are using in having, that is not there in this particular query up to here only. If you see here, you will get the 10th department. maybe this all part I am using. No, I have to use along with the group by. That is the reason where class is not working. For suppose now I'll select group by. Now see, on top of these 11 departments, if I am using where class, what is happening? Only 10th department is working. Only 10th department is fetched. And where is the chance of getting 58,000 salary one? No, not there. That is the reason it is getting to get nothing. Okay. So this is one thing that we need to know. And another thing is, see here, order by total salary. What is total salary? Total salary is an alias name. Total salary is an alias name. Using order by, I mean to use a total salary. And here, this sum of salary is nothing but the alias of alias name. Total salary is for what? For sum of salary only, right? Instead of using sum of salary, can I use total salary? Or else, I want to fetch the data in the similar way. If you observe here, for suppose if I am trying to pull total salary, in the bottom, in the drop down, you are able to see anything? Nothing. Anything means like total salary, alias name, you are able to see? No. But in order by, if you see, you can see the total salary alias name. When I am able to see the total salary alias name in the drop down from, see, having is not supporting the total salary. It will throw an error. Invalid column name total salary. Where it is getting this invalid in the having. Okay, so that is the reason we use sum of salary here. Okay, very simple query I'll give because it is along with group I. Select this department ID I'm giving as DEPT ID. I want to print this as DEPT ID, alias name. And I just want to print the I want to print employee ID and the salary also. I'm just executing this. I got the DEPT ID, employee ID, salary. The department ID is aliased with the department DEPT ID. I want to filter with 1 second. So where I want to filter with the department ID, but alias name I given as DEPT ID. So I want to use this DEPT ID. 10th department. Is it working? No. It is going to work along with where class only with the department ID. It is not going to fetch with the DEPT ID aliasing. So, for suppose if I want to use sorting, order by DEPT ID, See, I'm able to fetch, and this one I'll try to use comments. Now it is giving sorting based on the department ID. Means I'm able to use the alias name in the order by, but I'm not able to use the same alias name in the where class. I cannot use this alias name, of course, in the where group by. I cannot use in the where class. I cannot use in the having class. But why I'm able to use in order by? So here where you need to know about the order of execution. Order of execution. The order of execution. So if we have written earlier with all the classes. I just showed you here all the classes I have written according. So within this all this query, what is going to execute first? Anyone? What is going to execute first? First from class will execute. First from class will execute. So see here. If I am using select star or select and I want to use employee ID, in the drop down you are able to see the employees table, but you are able to see employee ID? No. I want to get a salary column. Are you able to see the salary column in the drop down? No. So select is going to select the columns from which table? From employees. So when I just use from employees and now try to write the column called employee ID, now you are able to see the drop down. So within the select statement, when I written select and if I'm giving column name, I'm not able to get this drop down. But from class, after using the table name, I'm getting the employee ID. So from class is going to execute first. After that, the order whichever I have written, like using where class, where will execute. Next to group by will execute. Next to having class will execute. At the finally, order by and select statement are going to execute both parallelly. Order by and select statement is going to execute parallelly. Understood, right? So where I'm writing the alias name, I'm writing the alias name in the select list or not? In the select list, my alias name is found. So from class is executing first. By that time, it is not able to find this total salary. That means within this employees, I don't have the total salary. Correct or not? So where class is reading the data after from class. So total salary is coming from select statement. Then where class is recognizing about this alias name? No, it is not able to found. Group by also same, having also same, but order by and select both will execute parallelly at a time. So that is the reason order by is able to understand this alias name. But having is not able to I understand these alias names because it is executing before the select statement. So if someone asks you what is the order of execution in SQL, this is the order. From class, where class, group by class, having class, order by and select. So two orders we have, execution mode order we have and implementation order. Both are similar. See, implementation means this is the one. You have to use select class, from class, this is implementation. While writing, while executing backend, this will be the order of execution. Okay, within this, we are done with this first part of SQL. Tomorrow, I'll show you, I'll just go through once and where we are doing mistake, I'll just see. And replacing this, I'll tell you. Okay, but today, I'll just stop here. And this is the part one of SQL. Tomorrow onwards, we'll see this next part like joins. And we'll try to, we are in good shape. Maybe tomorrow and Saturday we can complete SQL. We can close SQL. Okay. I'm just stopping here. If you have any questions, you can ask, else you people can leave.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.